history of the club has probably been neglected somewhat. Currently, the club is doing its very best to reinvigorate the stadium, and we're also looking to reinvigorate the story of Hearts. Therefore, this statue, which has been paid for entirely by the fans, is a very, very timely and welcome addition. I'm now going to introduce Gordon Angus. Gordon is the chairman of the 1914 Memorial Trust. He's going to speak, and he's going to hopefully enlighten those of you who are unaware of the genesis and history of this project and some of the work that's gone into it.
Just hold on a second while I prepare my well-vetted speech. Got it back. There will be pies at half time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gordon Angus and I'm chairman of the 19 Memorial Project. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for attending this, the unveiling of the New Hearts 1914 Memorial Statue. Today represents another chapter in the history of our great club, and a warm welcome to you all. 2016 marks 100 years since the Battle of the Somme. In 1914, we assembled the most invincible squad in our history. But times were cruel, and glory was not to be found in the plain surfaces of these well-manicured lawns behind me. But for half of the glory of a more profound manner was found in the battlefields of France. 1914-15 season started off spectacularly with a comfortable win over champion Celtic 2-0. And after 8 successive wins, this team were totally dominant. But on the 24th of November 1914, 11 of this greatest squad signed up to the 16th Royal Scots. Another 3 were already in active service. The rigours and demands of military training eventually took its toll on these great players. Celtic, who were without any players on active service that season, won the league by only 4 points. And we should pride ourselves on being able to run them so close, despite us putting the priorities of football second. On Friday, the 1st of July, 100 years on, we now know that that was the darkest day in our long history. 7 of this great squad never came back, as many of our supporters were also killed or wounded. And those who did were never the same. And if you're like me this coming Friday, you will well up and you will shed tears for them, as so many of the supporters will do at Conto Maison to honour them. In November this year, we will meet at Haymarket to remember them. But now we have this memorial here at Tynecastle to commemorate every single member of that great squad, who now we should consider the bravest. 100 years ago, that team inspired a nation. So this statue is not going to be one of sorrow, but rather of inspiration, and to inspire our generation, and hopefully for generations to come, to keep progressing this club forward and to glory. I would like to take this opportunity now to thank a good few, most of which I'll do personally, but I'd like to thank everybody who shared the journey with me, to our small group who coordinated this project: Tom Purdy, Terry O'Donnell, Davy Wallace, Carol Wallace, John Longmuir, Stevie Kilgore and Bill Alves. But I'd also like to mention David Southern, who I met, felt now, an age ago to kick-start this project. To Anne Budge and to Scott Gardner, who brought so much of this that we could not have completed this project without them, and especially after what we had to all go through to save this club. I'd like to thank Jim and Alison Ross, who raised more than £8,000 selling 1940 memorial badges and ties, to the Shareholders Association, the Volleyball Memorial, the Federation, various supports clubs, Jambo's Kickback, even Lodge Thistle West Calder for hosting dinners on the road for us, to Mark Mackay for the badges that he donated, and to the supporters and directors of Rangers, who also got behind us. And to the Hearts supporters all the world over, and to those individual supporters from other clubs who restored my faith in football, and also to Bob for modelling this statue. But I'd like to thank everybody at Powder Hall Bronze, especially Kerry and her team, But the biggest thanks has to go to Brian Castor for his wonderful artistry in creating this absolute magnificent sculpture. 5 years ago, I scribbled a simplistic drawing in the former chief executive of Hearts, David Sullivan, to show him what I was thinking of. Brian drew it out properly and created this fantastic model and scaled it up to this masterpiece. That drawing I've actually now seen tattooed on someone's arm, with one of my friend's arms. I hope you're all as proud of this memorial as I am now today to be here unveiling it. Thank you. I'd now like to hand you back to Scott. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Gus. He's been a stalwart in this project, and to be honest, he brought a tear to all our eye on Friday when the statue was being erected. He said he had a moment. If that was a moment, I wouldn't like to see him upset, but it was extremely touching. As we move on, we have John Robertson here. John is actually travelling to Contalmaison this coming week. He's missing the game, probably the first one he's missed for a long time, in order to represent the club as the McRae's Battalion ambassador in Contalmaison. He will lay a wreath on Friday morning, the morning of the first day of the Somme, the centenary of. Following the actions of November 1914, when the players walked from Tynecastle to the Usher Hall to sign up, the club issued the following statement. It came from the directors of Heart of Midlothian, and John will now read that statement in its entirety.
The Board of Directors of Heart of Midlothian Football Club hereby make a strong appeal to their supporter to join Sir George McRae's Battalion. It is the earnest desire of directors that an entire Hearts company be formed of players, ticket holders and general followers. The players have shown the way, and now it's up to the other sections named to complete the requisite number. For the information of intending recruits, be it noted that the recruiting office is situated at 1 Castle Street. Heart of Midlothian candidates are requested to state when enlisting that they wish to be included in the Hearts company. Now then, young men, as you have followed the old club through adverse and pleasant times, through sunshine and rain, roll up in your hundreds for king and country, for right and freedom. Don't let it be said that football players are shirkers and cowards. As the club has borne an honoured name on the football field, let it go down in history that it has also won its spurs on the field of battle.
Thank you, John. I would like to make a couple of points, but a very important point before we get to the unveiling. This magnificent bronze is a tribute to a football team, a very special group of young men who wore the Hearts maroon. Although the statue depicts a proud young man in his Royal Scots uniform, ready for the fight in France, he also carries something very special to all of us close to his heart, his football. So, as I have said, this is not a war memorial. We already have the most iconic and appropriate war memorial of any football club in the world at Haymarket, the Hearts War Memorial. There is an area of the new club museum which is dedicated to the war years, and in particular, the team that we stand here to remember today. The original sculpture, which is cast in bronze, is also in the museum, and it's under 3 simple words: the bravest team. And it also says that if glory for football clubs is measured by trophies won, then the 1914-15 season would not merit a mention for the Hearts. As we know, however, this was a time when the club achieved glory of a more profound order. The 1914 Memorial Bronze will stand as a permanent and fitting reminder of a football team, a Hearts team who were prepared to give their all on the field, and most importantly, off the field too. Standing here as we are on a now sunny morning. I found that listening to John read the club statement, which was released from Tynecastle in the dark days of 1914, to be extremely poignant. It also seems even more poignant to hear it just a few days before the centenary of the Battle of the Somme, where three proud young Hearts players, Duncan Curry, Ernie Ellis, Henry Watty, were killed on the first day of the battle. They were not the last of this team to pay the ultimate price. The names of those Hearts players who died during the Great War are emblazoned on the wall of the Memorial Garden just underneath us. If those of you who haven't been down already, please go down at the end of the ceremony. Feel free to take your time. There is also a plaque for the team's manager, John McCartney. He's right next to the 7 lads who lost their lives: Speedy, Gracie, Curry, Watty, Ellis, Boyd and Allen. And so it should be there, close to them, because the words of McCartney about his team echo across the ages to us on this very morning. He later recalled the day the boys' train pulled away from Waverley Station amidst a tumult of cheering. He said this: "There was a moment, a long moment of unexpected silence, of disbelief. I stood quite still with my hand on Rawson's shoulder, and then I heard the cheering start again. The finest men I had ever known had gone." McCartney was devastated. But as Gordon said earlier, this memorial is also a celebration of the Hearts team of 1914, of their bravery and commitment. Our statue, the club statue, will be a symbol to inspire Hearts fans, young and old, for years to come. He stands guard over the Hearts plaques in the garden with the names of legends, mums, dads, brothers, sisters, sons and daughters. Only thing connecting them all is the love of the Hearts. I would like to say thank you to the committee for the incredible work they put in, their fortitude, sticking by it when the team was in trouble. I know that some of the funds were diverted to help the team. And when Anne came in with the new board of directors, it was unanimous and immediate that we should club together, try and help the committee. And as soon as we did that, the fans rallied, as they always seem to do here. I've had some interesting meetings with them on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays in the middle of winter. They're always a laugh, always constructive. And how Carol manages to get notes out of some of the nonsense that's spoken, I do not know. Most of the nonsense is not in the minutes, and it doesn't really matter because Gordon never reads them anyway. But as I say, the club is very, very proud now to be able to unveil this statue in a corner of the club, which like the very being, the fabric of the club, is being reinvigorated. It will be seen and celebrated on Thursday at our first match of the new season by the supporters. It will be celebrated by generations of Jambos, and I'm sure by many fans of many clubs from around the world who will come to Tynecastle. And when they come here, just as they visit the museum or go and sit in the columns in the stands outside, they will hear the Hearts story and the Hearts song, and this is part of that. I'm now going to invite Craig Levine to seamlessly unveil the statue. Everyone can have as many photographs as they like. Gordon, could you just untie it at the back here? Yeah. Thank you, Craig. Kerry and all the team from Powderhall Foundry did the most magnificent job. It was emotional on Friday, and it's quite emotional at the moment after all the hard work everyone's put in. Thank you very much, everyone. We would like to invite you all to take as many photographs as you like. Feel free to go downstairs into the garden and then join us in the Gordy Suite, where everyone can have some brunch and maybe something a bit stronger. So those of us on the committee can pull ourselves together and shake hands on a job well done. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm so proud of you.